The referral guide explains the different types of referrals, areas and pathways, and sets out the legislative and regulatory complexity for providing financial referrals. The referral guide helps service partners make appropriate financial referrals within this framework. The referral guide explains the referral pathways for financial, legal and social work referrals made by the Financial Protection Service. Referrals are provided to offer smooth assistance pathways to older persons who need to make financial decisions and wish to obtain information and advice. Financial referrals are a key aspect of service delivery, given that the funded outcome is to facilitate access to free and independent financial information and advice. The practice manual contains a comprehensive referral table which sets out where to refer service users on each topic. Referrals are tailored to the needs and vulnerability of clients, taking into account that the Financial Protection Service aims to address vulnerability to both financial abuse and financial exclusion. When your service is adding to these referral pathways, the objectives of increasing financial resilience should be kept in mind. Financial referrals are the cornerstone of the Financial Protection Service. There are complex regulatory frameworks which have been taken into account when developing the financial advice and information pathways. Chapter 2 of the referral guide and the below ASIC guides, which are hyperlinked in the PowerPoint downloads, should be read to understand the legislative and regulatory framework surrounding the provision of financial information, support, advocacy and advice by key referral partners, and the prohibition on unsolicited offers, and the licensing implications that may arise when going beyond financial advice information, and the safeguards that have been adopted to avoid contravention. The referral guide and practice manual contain service delivery guidelines. These have been drafted to ensure that service partners do not contravene the regulatory or legislative framework. Turning to point 1, we should never be providing financial advice or assistance. As defined in Chapter 2 of the Referral Guide, providing credit assistance means to deal directly with a consumer or their agent to assist, including by suggesting, particular credit contracts to them, or to act as an intermediary between a credit provider and a consumer. Providing financial product services includes, relevantly, providing financial product advice or dealing in a financial product by arranging for a person to apply for or acquire a financial product. The sort of things we want to avoid include giving any specific information, suggestions or opinions about particular credit contracts, such as loans or credit cards or equity release products. So, for example, while it might be relevant to talk about these products generally, don't stray into sharing information about your banking, what you think about equity release products or superannuation providers. Point 2 is aimed at ensuring we're not contravening licensing requirements by going beyond financial information. Financial information services offer free and independent guidance to assist people to be better informed consumers when making financial product decisions, but do not offer recommendations or opinions. Under the Financial Product Advice Regulatory Scheme, financial information is objectively ascertainable information, the truth or accuracy of which cannot reasonably be questioned, without the expression of opinion or recommendation, according to ASIC. That is an important touch point, and we've made it easy to comply by providing information from the Money Smart and other websites as conversation points. That information is all objectively ascertainable. For example, we can say that superannuation is an important saving strategy. We can also say that equity release is one form of retirement income, but that it's good to get advice before deciding if it's good for the older person. What we can't stray into is offering opinions about whether a credit card has a high interest rate, if a superannuation product is a good investment. The standpoint is that we don't promote particular financial products or financial advisors. We simply give factual information on different financial decisions and the sort of advisor to consult. This brings me to point 3, which is really based on a precaution around referring an older person to a financial advisor as potentially being a financial service unless it's a mere referral. A mere referral is where a person is given information about the service that a financial advisor can provide and contact details for the advisor. So we're not even providing mere referrals. Instead, what we're saying is that this is a decision you might want to consider discussing with your accountant, or you can access an accountant through the MoneySmart website if you don't have one. So we're not even providing contact details. And finally, for the reasons set out in the referral guide, we're not referring to financial planners or financial planning services at this point in time. In this slide, we've summarised some essential do's and don'ts to avoid contravening the regulatory and legislative framework. And this is really a summary of what's in the referral guide. So I'd encourage you to print it as a quick reference guide during service provision. As explained in the introductory guide, the referral areas have been drawn from a range of sources and represent key financial decisions where older persons who lack financial resilience may be financially excluded or vulnerable to financial abuse. The referral areas are listed on that previous slide, and so the referral table in the practice manual sets out the steps you need to take in terms of offering referrals in each area. So this is an excerpt from the referral table. And say, for example, you're speaking to somebody about credit and loans. This tells you what resources and referrals to offer. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible to launch the referral pathways by providing all of this information. Referrals will be tailored to the needs and vulnerability of service users. This approach from the work of Salignac and Muir on social exclusion and has reference to the findings of the FPQS inquiry. According to Salignac, social exclusion emphasises the need to differentiate between those who do not have access to financial products and services but want to, and those who do have access but choose not to use financial products and services. Salignac reminds us that people's choice and agency should be respected, and this fits within the age-friendly and person-centred approach of the Financial Protection Service. The service is also mandated to offer vulnerability-based referrals to financial information and advice. Relevantly, vulnerability encompasses financial exclusion, being the lack of access to appropriate and affordable financial products and services. In accordance with the work of Salignac, Financial Protection Service accepts that older persons who are most at risk of financial exclusion are likely to be on a low income, in receipt of Centrelink benefits, have low educational attainment and other vulnerable characteristics such as disability. We also accept that where their close network of friends and family are excluded, older persons are also likely to be excluded. This fits within a social ecology approach, which views the older person holistically within their immediate environment and the larger economic and social context. In adopting this approach, it's important to keep in mind that choice to engage with financial products and services may also be influenced by the actual and perceived accessibility, appropriateness, and acceptability of financial products and services. Adopting this approach, we've created 4 categories of service users. These are Category 1 and service users who can afford mainstream products and services but may need a prompt, and Category 3 service users who can both afford products and services and have levels of financial capability and the ability to effectively manage their finances, but may need a just-in-time or just-in-case behavioural prompt to know when it's appropriate to access those services. Category 2 service users do not access mainstream financial service and products because they cannot afford to. And Category 4 service users who are also unlikely to feel they can afford mainstream products and services may choose not to access them due to low levels of financial capability and sets of beliefs often arising in the context of disadvantage. Referral pathways will then flow from this categorisation. So, for example, a Category 2 or 4 service user who is vulnerable and cannot afford mainstream financial products should be referred to free financial counsellors or given a free referral to the National Seniors Financial Information Desk. In using this language of choice, we're reminded to adopt an age-friendly, person-centred approach that respects people's decisions to accept or decline engagement with financial products and services. In practice, service users might not neatly fit into one category, and in those cases, the most protective referral should always be given. Financial protection services can also use their discretion to make a less protective referral. For example, a suggestion that the older person speak to their own accountant if they have means and are reluctant to utilise in-house services. The financial protection service includes financial, legal and social work pathways. Financial referrals are to be tailored to the needs and vulnerability of clients, taking into account that financial protection services aim to address vulnerability to both financial abuse and financial exclusion. Once the category of service user has been established, service partners can use the referral table in the practice manual to determine the appropriate referrals. These referral pathways may need to be updated over time, and we encourage service partners to keep abreast of changes and new services. As indicated on this slide, the key financial referral pathways are to the National Seniors Financial Information Desk, financial counselling services, and by suggesting the older person contact an accountant. Warm referral relationships should be established with financial counselling services during outreach if the service partner does not employ them in-house. The Financial Protection Services partner with the National Seniors Financial Information Desk. The Financial Information Desk is an independent financial information service funded by National Seniors that aims to improve retirement and investment information for older Australians. Free referrals to the National Seniors Financial Information Desk should be offered to vulnerable older persons. Pursuant to the referral agreement with National Seniors, a certain number of unique referral codes has been allocated to each financial protection service. These referral codes entitle service users to one free conversation with the Financial Information Desk without them needing to take out a National Seniors membership. These free referrals should be provided to Category 2 and 4 service users who are not likely to be able to afford mainstream products and services. Other service users should be informed about National Seniors and suggested to take out membership to access the Financial Information Desk. The referral table in Appendix E of the practice manual can be used to determine when to refer to a legal service and includes referrals to private lawyers via the Queensland Law Society. So say, for example, there's no risk of elder abuse, or for issues such as wills, where a community legal service or Legal Aid Queensland service is unlikely to offer services. Social support referrals should be provided where an older person appears to be socially isolated or vulnerable. These should be identified during outreach scoping. Referral to social work services should be provided in accordance with this slide. Again, the referral table in the practice manual sets out when to make these sort of referrals. The practice manual also has a summary table for quick reference. So, for example, the table shows that for aged care costs in the context of budgeting, tax and income management, a suggestion to contact an accountant, referral to the Financial Information Desk and to the Queensland Law Society are all appropriate referrals. Referrals may be simple, in-house or facilitated. The key difference between a simple and facilitated referral is the way the referral is given, not who the organisation you are referring to. So a simple referral will occur anytime a service provider can make the referral without turning their mind towards the financial, legal or social support needs of the older person. A simple referral can be provided by way of a brochure, contact number or straightforward information about the referral service. It's also expected that simple and facilitated referrals will occur at different times in the financial protection service provision. Simple referrals will occur during outreach and facilitated referrals will occur during in-house services after the service user has become a client. A facilitated referral is where the service user is directly assisted to make contact with another individual or organisation. And in-house referrals will be a referral to in-house services provided by that service partner and will generally be for facilitated referral, formal screening, where financial abuse is suspected or the older person is vulnerable.